Are you over the age of 50 and still struggling with knee pain during your squats? Well, then this video is for you. And today we're addressing a very important topic, and that is knee pain during your squats. So what could be causing your knee pain? Well, it could be quite a few things. It could be some arthritis, previous surgery, or maybe a knee replacement, or maybe you've just had an injury. Or it could be something as simple as mobility in your ankles, hips, and knees. If you don't know who I am, my name is Marius. I'm a biokineticist at the Namibian Oncology Center, and today I'm going to show you 3 exercises you can do to help get rid of your knee pain. So whenever I look at a painful knee joint or any other joint in the body, I always look at 3 things: mobility, stability, and strength. For mobility, does the ankles and hips make it through their full range of motion? Or is there any limitations between the two? Can the knee perform its function properly? Does it go through its full range of motion? Then we look at stability. Is there any stability issues at the hips, knees, and ankle? For instance, at the knee, are you suffering from arthritis or a meniscus tear or some ligament injuries which can create major instability at the knee joint? And then of course, strength. If you have weak muscles surrounding the knee, like your quads and hamstrings and even calf muscles, even weak hips, you will have problems at the knee, which will present themselves as pain and dysfunction. So to kick off, our first exercise is going to be a basic calf stretch we're going to do against the wall, because it's very necessary for your ankles to be in its proper full range of motion when doing a squat. The position of the feet while doing a squat can also make a difference. If you point your toes a little bit out wider, it might alleviate a little bit more stress on the knees, because you are actually mitigating the stiffness of the calves by pointing your toes out, giving you a little bit more range of motion in the ankle. So getting into our mobility, we're going to start with a calf stretch. And for this, we are going to use a very basic stretch, and we are going to face a wall, and we're going to place one foot back, making sure the heel is down and the foot pointing forward, and I'm shifting my weight towards the wall and feeling that nice calf stretch. And we're going to hold this for at least 30 seconds on a side, and then we're going to change and move on to the other side. Like I said, very important to get those calves mobile. It allows us to actually squat down, and then you'll find that you don't lean so far forward with your squat like most people. And let's change. And let's get into that stretch. And I can feel my left calf is a little bit tighter than my right calf. And I can actually feel that, making sure my knee is straight, locking it out. And let's hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there we go. That's our first calf stretch. And for our next stretch, we're going to look at hip mobility. So very important to get those hips loose together with the ankles, because they work together. You got your ankles and your hips, and you got your knee in the middle, pretty much doing what your ankle and your hips tell the knee which direction to go under stress. So very important. Let's get this knee up. So just crossing my ankle across my knee, I'm already feeling a stretch in my hip. So what I'm going to do now is going to sit nice and tall, and already I can feel the stretch. I hardly even have to move, but I'm still going to move. I'm going to take a deep breath in. And as I breathe out, I'm going to bring my body or my chest forward as far as I can, almost towards my ankle. And then I'm going to hold that. And I'm going to take a deep breath in and breathe out. Always important to relax your muscles as much as possible. That's why I use a lot of breathing. And relax. Ooh, I can really feel this. This is a good stretch. So the reason why we do the external rotation of the hip stretch is because when you squat down, your hips actually need that external rotation for your pelvis to actually rotate forward, giving you a nice upright body posture so that you can squat down deeper. A limitation in the hips and the ankles, for that matter, can actually force you to stop at a certain point and put a lot of stress on the knee joint. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. And relax and change. Other side. Let's cross this leg. Same thing. Sit nice and tall. I'm actually sitting on the edge of the chair. I'm not sitting too deep in, because I want to feel like I'm leaning slightly forward. And again, I'm trying to keep my ankle over my knee and getting my knee as close to parallel to the floor as possible first. And then I'm feeling the stretch in my hip. Nice deep breath in, and I'm going to lean forward and just feel that stretch coming all the way out of this hip. and I can feel this left hip is slightly tighter than my right hip. Take a deep breath in and hold for last 10 seconds and breathe out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So we're going to get into our squat. This time I'm going to place my feet slightly wider than hips. It's just much easier. The wider your feet are placed out, the easier for your hips to tilt forward. And you can actually test that. If you bring your legs close and you bend forward, you'll feel that you're bending more out of your lower back and your pelvis is not moving. Versus if I move my hips wider and now I'm tilting forward, I can actually feel my actual pelvis is tilting forward, almost like a bucket. Okay, that is what you want to feel. Because we're sitting on a chair, you are limited to a 90-degree bend in the knee, which is okay for some of you because maybe that is where your weakness is the worst or the pain level is the highest. Let's start with that. You're going to help yourself up off the chair and come into an almost semi-straight position, and then you're going to lower yourself slowly. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that last one for 2 seconds before you sit and touch down. And we're going to do 5 of those. So again, nice and wide out. So hopefully on the first one you shouldn't feel a lot of pain getting up off the chair. We're doing this very, very slow and controlled, and we're only doing on the downward rep is the one we count, the eccentric phase of the squat. Not getting up, you're allowed to use your hands or whichever way you'd like to get up if it's too painful. So stand up using the hands and down. 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 2, 1, 2, and sit and relax. And we repeat this for 5 rounds. So for those of you who found the first round of squats very easy, I've used a aerobic step box, but I've taken out all the bottom plates and now I'm only on a 10 centimeter raise off the floor. Exactly the same position. I'm going to start with a wide foot position with the feet turned slightly out. Everything stays the same. I'm going to lean forward. I can feel my pelvis actually rotating forward. And now I'm going to push through and I'm going to only come up halfway. Stop there. Take a deep breath in and out. Now I'm going to lower myself down. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 2, 1, 2, and touch down. Now you feel you're actually getting lower and we're getting into those weakest ranges of motion in the ankle, hips, and knees. Very important also to watch those knees, keep them stable, don't let them fall in or out. Your knees should be pointing slightly towards the outside of the small toe and maintain that position. And again, we're going to do one more. Lean forward, breathe in and breathe out. Lift up only a 3/4 and down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 2 seconds. 1, 2, and down. And we repeat that also for 5 times 5. Once you've done that, you can go and test and see whether your squat or your knee pain has improved. So now from there, we can go and test and see whether our knees actually feel a little bit looser, because our hips are feeling a little bit looser. Breathe in and out and relax. If you like this video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below and tell me how your knee exercises are going. See you next time.